everyone, it's your host, Seth the Program. With me today, I have my good friend, Swagkage, and we are going to be actually talking about a surprisingly heavily suggested topic. I don't know if you get this. I don't
get this in my comments ever. I've gotten a few tweets asking me to do a fight like this, but I just kind of like wrote it off because I was like, I thought the answer to this was obvious.
I actually, like on my Discord, I got asked this a lot in another battle, which will be later this week on your channel, and on Twitter and in the YouTube comments, is that surprisingly a lot of people wanted Naruto, like I'm assuming Hokage versus Hashirama, because it's like there's a lot of links. They're obviously both reincarnations of Ashura or Asura, and they're both considered the most powerful Hokage. So a lot of people, maybe more casual debating fans, are like, who would win? Who's the more powerful one? So how about let's talk about let's talk about Hashirama first. What's your opinion on Hashirama?
I mean, Hashirama's a pretty tough guy,
fucking god of shinobi.
He's stated to be the god of shinobi, although he's not the only person to have that title. So, like, take that with a grain of salt. Yeah, Hiruzen's the god of shinobi, and like Madara and Obito are both like the second sage of six paths.
I think it's just like I'm the strongest of my era title.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Exactly.
So,
and I mean, as a Hokage, it's pretty difficult not to be the strongest of your era unless you're Tsunade. I know how much I suck Madara off. I munch his dick on a regular basis. Seth does the same thing. So the fact that Hashirama was able to just kind of fondle Madara's ball sack with like no problems at all for a really long time. Like Hashirama kicked Madara's ass for his entire life. So he's definitely pretty powerful. Like he was able to go toe-to-toe with the majestic attire Susanoo Kyuubi, like the full nine tails, and he was able to do it with pretty relative ease. I know that battle that they had ended almost in a stalemate. Madara almost won, but like Hashirama would clone fucked him and like stabbed him in the back and then just kind of like left him there. So it was kind of like an even battle, him and EMS Madara. That's not to mention some of his other feats, like the fact that he tamed all of the tailed beasts. And then not with the Sharingan or any of that shit, but just because he was so strong, he kept all the tailed beasts as pets. Jesus fucking Christ, right? And then, like you were just saying, he gave them away to the other villages. But I know
wasn't even scared.
I know everybody knew that the Leaf was about it when he was like, but we're keeping the QB. Just so. But it gave away Shukaku, Maratabi, Isabu, all of the other tailed beasts, no problem. He didn't give a shit because he was just that strong. It was fucking crazy. And he's got like these mountain-sized wooden hands and shit like that. He was able to go toe-to-toe with Madara with the wood release buff, like all of that Senju DNA shit. And the Renegon, the EMS, all of that crazy shit that that he gained access to right before he died, and that Kabuto helped to buff through the Edo Tensei. Yeah. So I mean, like, he's really strong. He doesn't have a whole lot of feats outside of his fights with Madara though, because he didn't really do much against Obito or the Tin Tails. He kind of showed up and did a couple things, but then Madara just sort of dragged him into a fight, and then we didn't really get to see much else. So, yeah, I mean, he's really strong. He's just kind of, I won't say featless, but he doesn't have...
off-screen a lot.
Yeah, he's off-screen a lot, and a lot of his feats, I mean, they speak for themselves. You don't really have a whole lot to go into. So, what are your thoughts on Hashirama before we move on?
It's just like, imagine Madara, this guy who's just so powerful, he can fucking just one-shot all the 5 Kage with the fucking perfect Susanoo, and then just obliterate platoons of shinobi, which can include, like, Kage. And then here comes Hashirama, not just taking on Madara, but a full 9 tails and Madara, the same being who's just, with a single shockwave of his sword, obliterating mountain ranges, and Hashirama's just... fucking 1,000 Buddha fists him in the asshole and just destroys his Susanoo.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, he's like tearing the Susanoo off the Nine Tails and shit. It's fucking wild.
The only limit we've ever really heard of Hashirama, and like even like you said before we even started this, like he was so powerful, like he didn't even need to do the release to the Edo Tensei. He just flexed and it was off.
Exactly.
But like the only limit we've ever seen him have is that he stated Obito in his 10-tail state was stronger than him. That's the only time we've ever seen. This is the 10 tails, all the tailed beasts combined. and Obito with the Renegon and Megaki Sharingan, Obito being a Kage level fighter easily by himself. So
yeah, absolutely. Obito's fucking crazy. Like I don't think a lot of people give him enough credit, right? Like it's not like the 10 tails on its own was enough to propel Obito that high. And we should also keep in mind that the 10 tails wasn't a like complete form of the 10 tails. It only had the Kinkaku and Ginkaku, like tiny portion of the 9 tails chakra and one of Yuki's tails. So it was substantially weaker. It was substantially weaker because it didn't have either half of the 9 tails or any of that. And also Obito is again like really strong on his own, like he was capable of controlling 6 fucking tailed beasts at once with the Rinnegan, like no problem whatsoever. Like he didn't have any problem keeping them under control until Naruto and B started extracting the rods. He was able to go head to head with KCM Naruto and B, and like KCM Naruto like outsped the Raikage, and then you add in Kakashi, who's able to counter his Kamui, and Guy, who's a Taijutsu god, and Obito was taking on all of them. So and he's tough.
Obito probably would have won if it wasn't for the Kamui bullshit.
Yeah,
against Naruto anyway.
And I know it might seem like I'm going off on a tangent, but it is important establishing Obito's strength here to gauge like how strong Hashirama is in comparison to him. Because like again, the 10 tails was incomplete, right? And Jubito was still stronger than him, and like he didn't have the God Tree, he didn't have 2 Rinnegan, he didn't have the the third Rene Sharingan Eye, any of that. So keep that in mind while we
and he also obliterated Biju Minato as well.
Yeah, that's true. He wrecked Biju, Minato, and Tobirama and Hiruzen with like no problem whatsoever. I doubt that Hashirama would have fared much better.
Yeah, so
I mean, like, again, it's important to give Obito credit and be like, it wasn't all just the 10 tails, but at the same time, he's not Madara level. He's nowhere near as strong as Madara. That's the one thing that I really wanted to get out of the way. I don't want to sound like I'm downplaying Obito, but he's not Madara level. So again, keep that in mind while we segue into Naruto, who, unlike Hashirama, is not lacking in feats because he's the main character. He's always on screen. Yeah. So you can go ahead and give some feats that Naruto has if you want. I've got some.
Or we're going to go over 6 paths?
Well, no, we can just go like progressively just to give an idea, because like we can scale 6 paths Naruto from like previous Naruto, like fucking Sage Mode Naruto. Base Sage Mode Naruto was able to beat the 3rd Raikage.
Yeah, as a shadow clone. Yeah, one of thousands of shadow clones. Just fucking bodied him.
Fuck yeah! I know. I was gonna say like the Raikage did get weakened by Edo Tensei, but no, one of Naruto's like bajillion shadow clones.
And this is the 3rd Raikage, who was 8 tails level.
Yeah,
he got
Yuki level.
Wombo comboed by 1 shadow clone out of an army that he sent around
the entire 4th division had no fucking idea what to do about this guy. So base Sage Mode Naruto was taking out the 3rd Raikage, who people compare. I see a lot of people compare the 3rd Raikage to the Hokage. Like he's the only one I see people say could take on the Hokage, and I get where they're coming from. He's not Hashirama level, but the fact that base Sage Mode Naruto was able to take him on is pretty crazy. He also took out a tailed beast as a kid. A Genin. He beat Kaku 1v1 with barely any QB amp. So there's that. Kakazu fought Hashirama and survived. He fought Naruto and did not. Now, I know I'm kind of, cucking around with that because Kakazu had lost 3 of his hearts before he fought Naruto, but he still didn't survive a fight with Naruto. That's the important thing.
Here's another thing with Naruto. You need to remember, everyone thinks, Madara is so impressive for being on the same level of power as the 9 tails, or, Hashirama is really impressive because he can drain Biju chakra and restrain them and easily defeat them. But then with the 1 Rasen Shuriken, Naruto literally like anal fucked the 9 tails like in 1 attack. Like I know he like barraged him with like Rasengans, but that didn't even really hurt him. It was like 1 Rasen Shuriken literally like made him starting to fucking melt.
The Rasen Shuriken, like it's an S-class forbidden jutsu. Like Tsunade is a medical nin, so she knows what she's talking about with this sort of shit. And she was like, "Yeah, Kakashi, tell Naruto he better never fucking use that jutsu again."
It's potent.
Like, holy shit.
It's so potent.
really strong.
And then
and he can like do it casually. He has like the fucking mini Rasen Shuriken in KCM1 and shit. And what I was gonna say is I actually think that if we're talking about like Edo Hashirama or even Alive Hashirama, a much more fair fight is KCM2 Sage Mode Naruto, because like, you know what, let's just stop fucking beating around the bush. Adult Naruto shits on Hashirama, like the reason I was talking about Obito earlier is because if Jubito is stronger than Hashirama, when again Obito's really strong, he's no joke, but he's not Madara level, and Naruto fucking like just one-shotted. I don't even know the verb or adjective I have for what he did to Sage of Six Paths like Jubi Jinchuriki Madara. He didn't have the God Tree. He didn't have both of his Rinnegan, none of that. But neither did Obito. And, I mean, people are going to be like, oh, well, I mean, Obito did have a Mangekyou Sharingan. He couldn't use it. Kamui was fucking worthless because he couldn't pass through dimensions with the Jubi in him. So, yeah, Naruto he wasn't even in, like, the full six-path Sage mode. He was just in, like the entry level to it, because he didn't have the cloak. He didn't have the truth-seeking orbs. He just cock-slapped Madara, just hit him with his mushroom tip. With just, one Rasen Shuriken. You know, like, it was really bad. Madara was like, what the fuck is going on here?
That guy being the same skill level as Hashirama, yet stronger than Hashirama.
By a bajillion times. Oh, yeah, you know, the same Madara that blind, no-diffed Hashirama.
Wow, and then give him a fucking 10 tails? Like, come on. And then Naruto one-shots him?
10 tails, no less, because he had the 8 tails, I believe. Didn't he take the 8 tails out of B? It's been a while since
he had a more complete form.
That's I don't know if he took the 8 tails out of B, but I know he took the 9 tails out of Naruto.
Yeah, he had a more complete one.
So yeah, without a doubt, he had a more complete one. Even if he only took that one half of the 9 tails out of Naruto, that's still a lot of chakra, because that 9 tails was admittedly with like a boost from Naruto, able to deflect the Biju bombs of 5-tailed beasts at once.
Yeah, it was insane. So that's actually really all you need to say for Naruto, is just that he could clone himself like 5,000 times by the time he's an adult, and these clones are basically
also, he might maybe be able to use wood release because he has a Hashirama DNA in his replacement hand.
So, and these shadow clones, they're not like dividing his power like a lot of people claim. It's more like a weaker summoning of himself.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't have to make himself weaker anymore to use shadow clones. As evidenced by the fact that he was able to go toe-to-toe with Obito and 6-tailed beasts after creating a bunch of shadow clones, who in turn also created a bunch of shadow clones, like that fucking shadow clone tsunami that just like charged into the deep forest emergence. Like, holy shit, that was the most ridiculous thing ever. He made like 2,000 clones all use Rasengan at once.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about like when he used it against Madara, when Madara did the Deep Forest Emergence. He had a shadow clone use like 1 billion shadow clones and just all ram into the forest with the Rasengan until he forcefully stopped it.
This motherfucker can make shadow clones with shadow clones. Like,
what the fuck? Yeah. So he's definitely got Hashirama Tears of Chakra.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. One shadow clone of Naruto, not even using 6 paths, would probably body Hashirama. Like,
it's pretty bad. Hashirama's pretty tough, but
he would like, third Raikage that dude. Like, to be honest, like,
I mean, like, again, I think KCM2 Naruto with Sage Mode versus Hashirama is a much more fair fight. But like even then,
6 paths maybe.
Yeah, like, I think even that Naruto would probably beat Hashirama. Like, to be totally honest, because like let's look at the facts here, right? Hashirama was able to pretty comfortably take on the Susanoo cloaked 9 tails that Madara was controlling, right?
Yep.
And like it was no problem for him, you know, after he did it, he was still able to kill Madara. But then, you know, fast forward to him saying he can't take out Jubito. He's weaker than Jubito. And then here comes Naruto and Sasuke, and Sasuke doesn't have a perfect Susanoo. So obviously he's not stronger than Madara. So Naruto is making up the difference here. And Naruto and Sasuke together with like just the same Susanoo Kyuubi shit take out Jubito. They beat him with it. So I mean, that's pretty fucking. It's pretty impossible to argue against. I think KCM2 Sage Mode Naruto is stronger than Hashirama.
Yep. The only way I see Hashirama beating the Sage QB Naruto as a teenager in the last, he would absolutely shit on him. I mean, that Naruto
teenage one, keep going.
That Naruto tanked a fucking attack that like casually split the moon in half, and then Toneri was dead ass gonna like try to life wipe Earth. It's just like that. That's just totally different ballpark. Like Hashirama's not going there. Shadow Clone solos, but anyway, teenage Naruto. The only way I see Hashirama actually beating him is by absorbing his Bijou chakra, kind of like Sasuke did. That's the only way I see him winning, because otherwise Naruto just has 5,000 clones.
Well, I don't know if he's actually capable of absorbing chakra or if it's just suppression. I think he only suppresses it because if he was capable of absorbing chakra, Yamato would have been able to do the same thing, and Yamato certainly couldn't do that.
That's actually true. He when we saw him fight Madara, all he did was just put the QB to sleep. To be honest,
exactly.
like he didn't.
He just patted him on the fucking forehead,
and it was out. And I don't think he's doing that to Naruto. It just doesn't make sense. And Naruto just has so many strategies he could do.
I don't know if this is like a mutual thing, like they're in like symbiosis. But if a tailed beast can like snap its host out of a genjutsu, then I'm pretty certain that a host can like wake up its tailed beast from. I mean, like no, it's not even like he summons the actual QB. He just uses its chakra to manifest an avatar that's like capable of speaking. So that's his thing. I don't think Hashirama can put Naruto's fucking chakra to sleep.
And I do think that Naruto would have to deliver a lot of punishment onto Hashirama though, because the problem with Hashirama, even if Naruto hit him with like a Rasen Shuriken, is that Hashirama regenerates even without
he has crazy regeneration. That's the reason why Madara was able to regenerate from like the butt fucking he got from Guy, because like if not for that Senju DNA that he had that sped up like healing and shit, he wouldn't have been able to regenerate. But it was like he had that, and then he had the 10 tails, which like accelerated it even further. That gave him regeneration. So Hashirama has that, but like downplayed a little bit. And it is going to be difficult for Naruto to fight against because, as Madara has said before, you know, and he really hypes this up. He's like, this dude could heal without weaving hand signs. What the fuck can you do, Tsunade?
So,
yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy. He has like constant regen on, but I mean, like, it's been made very evident that the Nine Tails speeds up the healing process for Naruto as well,
especially when it's activated.
Yeah, exactly. So Naruto has something similar, and I mean, he also has like you know, he just has a bunch of shit. And when you give him like the speed amp from KCM combined with the speed amp from Sage Mode and the strength amp from Sage Mode, combined with the strength amp from KCM, I mean, like it's really fucking because KCM 1 Naruto outsped the 4th Raikage. Sage Mode Naruto took out the 3rd Raikage. And that was a Shadow Clone too. Keep in mind. So, like, you give him a more powerful KCM, and then you slap Sage Mode on top of it. Like,
so
this is like some Super Saiyan Blue 3 Kaioken times 100 nonsense, dude. So it's not fucking fair.
So clearly, Bijou Sage Mode is more of a rival to Hashirama, possibly superior or an inferior, depending on how you argue it.
Well, I mean, no, again, the fact that he and Sasuke took out Obito when Sasuke, who couldn't use perfect Susanoo and is definitely weaker than Rinnegan would release Madara.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, he's not making up for the difference. I mean, like, it's not like if Naruto was weaker than Hashirama, then Sasuke would have had to be stronger, right? To make up. But it's the other way around. Sasuke was, without a doubt, severely weaker than Madara, as shown
and Naruto.
As shown by the fact that Madara just sworded him. Like, he just stabbed him. Like, no problems whatsoever. He was dodging all of Sasuke's attacks with ease. And the only reason he killed Naruto was because the Ghetto Mazo ripped the Nine Tails out of him.
That's true.
I don't think that Madara would have been able to take Naruto out in a 1v1.
And then, okay, so for those of you who aren't sold, even though we've kind of proven that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not sold, you're kind of
helpless. But I just want to establish here for the 6 paths, for those of you who don't realize, is that Naruto took on Kaguya, who's already stronger than the 10 Tails. with the 10 tails absorbed, with Madara absorbed, and with so much chakra that she could obliterate a star plus size dimension versus, you know, Hashirama, who's maybe continental plus. If you highly wank him versus these planetary beings.
Yeah,
it's just
possibly star level.
It's just completely illogical to think Hashirama's stronger. I know most of you who asked this question were just more so curious, not really trying to argue it. So I hope that answered your question, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe to Swagkage and me.
Absolutely.
And be sure to check out our collab that's going to be on his channel. It's going to be Minato versus Itachi. That should be a good battle. So
anyways, it's going to be great.
Anyways, till next time.
Yeah, bye.